Hey everybody, how's it going? It's really cold and raining again. If it seems like all my videos are driving in the rain, it's just been that kind of winter. So I have a couple videos that I haven't edited yet. I'm just gonna try and wing this one and post it with no editing because it's been a while, and try to get to those when it's not Q4 because it's been a crazy good Q4. I'm out on an all-day into the evening shopping spree because one of the stores I shop at, it's Sunday here, and well, it's Sunday everywhere. At least in the United States. It's Sunday, and there's one of the stores that I shop at is having a special if you're a member. From 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock tonight, it's 25% off all toys and 10% off, or 15% off everything else in the store. So, I mean, I've been shopping quite a bit there, and I'm finding less and less, and they're still putting out some new items once in a while. Usually I'll go in and find one hit, like 24 of something, and then just pick up this and that. So I don't expect to like fill up the truck tonight or anything, but I'm gonna be at the first store at 5 minutes till 6, head in there, try and get to two. There's two that are fairly close together, I don't know, maybe 8 miles, and it lasts till 10 o'clock, so if I get lucky, I'll get a third one in. I'm pretty sure there's no way I could do 4. We'll just see what happens. I'm not even gonna try and use my tax exempt because I'm assuming it'll be pretty busy, and the 25% off is just a really good deal, so if it's not busy, I'll go ahead and use my tax exempt too, but I don't want to hold up the line really bad. I try to be thoughtful in that way. If I've only just got 1 or 2 things, a handful of things, sometimes I just skip tax exempt if there's a long line behind me. Only this time of year usually, but anyway. So I did want to talk a little bit about if you want to start up on Amazon, but you feel like you don't have all the tools necessary. It was maybe a month ago somebody was asking about that in the chat on the Bearded Pickers show. And when I did my last video, I was going to kind of split it up and talk about this topic, but it just got to be too dark. You know, in the wintertime it's dark here around 5:30, and I never finish sourcing till at least 8:30, sometimes 10, 11 o'clock. So it was just too dark, and I didn't get to those questions. So I would just suggest, first of all, and I say this every single time, if you want to sell on Amazon, read the terms of service. You're going to sign that you read all the terms of service. And I know when you get an Apple product or get a new app, you just click that you read all the terms of service. They're not all that hard to understand. Sometimes it's a little bit, how do I want to call it? Not specific enough, but there's plenty of things that are specific enough. You need to know what thickness of poly bag you ship in. You need to know that you can't use popcorn or any of those, I don't know what else you call it, the styrofoam stuff that you use for filler. You can't use any of that. You can only use air pockets or crumpled up that heavy paper. So it's simple things like that you need to know and understand. eBay, they kind of slap your hand if you break a rule. Amazon, they could just shut your account overnight. And there's an issue, I don't know, I've never been shut down before, but I do know that some people, when they've gotten their account suspended, they hold your money. And I don't know, what you have to do to get that. If you get your account reinstated to get it, if you have to, I don't know, but I don't want to know. So read all the rules and don't break simple rules. So again, at eBay, you break a rule and a bad one, you might get suspended for a couple days, but Amazon, they're pretty much going to close your account pretty quick, and then it's up to you to get it back again. So just follow all the rules. So number 1, read terms of service. Number 2, you have to label all your products when you send them in, and this was the question I think Rocky was asking. At the very beginning, I just paid Amazon to label all my products. That was at the time 10 cents an item, but I believe it's 15 cents an item now. I don't do that anymore, so you'll have to check. They can polybag your items for you. You pay for that as well. You don't have to polybag everything, but say you send in a toy that's got the box on the back but open in the front and it's fabric, you'll need to wrap that. A plush you'd need to wrap. I wrap all my grocery items. It's not really required, but Amazon warehouses, I'm guessing, are kind of nasty, and I really wouldn't want my food there without it being wrapped. So say you have a large piece of plush. Instead of going out and buying 100 of these extra large poly bags or trying to do the trash can, a clear trash bag, which if you do use that, you'll have to put a sticker on there for suffocation notices. You can buy poly bags that already have the suffocation notice on them. But if you use a poly bag without it, you'll need to add a suffocation notice. And you can see examples of those. You can buy the stickers or you can make your own. But backing up what Rocky was asking, if he didn't have a printer, so if you don't have a printer to print those labels, you can buy like a roll of them on Amazon, probably other places too. Uline, that kind of thing. So you don't really need a whole lot of tools. There's an Amazon app which you can use to scan products and find out what the price is at the moment, and you can find out how much they'll charge you to sell that item on their app. But you can't really do everything from the app. As far as I know, you can list you can list a product merchant fulfilled on the Amazon app, but I have never tried to send out a whole shipment using the Amazon app, and I don't think you can. You can go into on your browser into the Amazon Seller Central app. I did this on a trip one time. My son got married in California this year, 2018, and I promised myself I would not source, I would not ship. I brought nothing with me. No poly bags, no tape, no nothing. And we were there 5 or 6 days. But after the wedding, there was a Toys R Us going out of business 2 miles from the hotel. So I just had to go. I made $500 or $600. Maybe it paid for one of our flights, I don't know. Anyway, I was able to use my iPad and go into the Amazon Seller Central app and ship from there. It's a little harder to do than doing it from your computer. Now on an everyday basis, I use Inventory Labs, and that's how I set up my shipment. But I was able to go into Amazon Seller Central and do my shipment from there. It's a little easier if you already have the product in your inventory, because then you can just click on restocking and do it that way. Also, if you do decide to do Amazon, your first shipment is going to be hard. Don't expect to spend an hour and get your shipment out. It's a little bit complicated process, but once you're on your second and third one, it gets to be pretty easy to do. So back to new person doing Amazon, you have to have a phone, really, because you're going to have to look up product and find out how much it costs to sell on Amazon and how much it's selling for at the moment. And that's all you will know from the Amazon Seller app. And what you'll see is the rank, how well that product is performing against every other item in that category. But that is just at a moment in time number. So as you learn more about selling on Amazon, you'll learn to use things like Keep It and Camel to look up the history and what that product was ranked over time, because that gives you a better picture. Because what can happen is, say this toy is 500,000 ranked, which isn't great. I would say for new people, you want to probably stay under 50,000 or 100,000. And also, depending on the time of year, the rank can mean different things. But say this toy is 500,000, but 2 of them happen to sell today. So that rank may drop to 100,000 or 78,000 or something like that. But if it doesn't sell again by a week later, it may be back up to 300 or 400 or 500,000. So, and everybody always asks me, oh, what rank do you sell under? Well, it's not just a black and white question. If I was strictly going by rank, I might sell a toy that's 200 or 300,000 if my ROI is really high and I don't mind waiting on selling that. And I might go below my normal, what I would take for ROI, if it's a 10,000 rank or 3,000 rank toy and I know I'll be in and out of it very quickly. So it's just really hard to say, oh, I only sell toys under 50,000 or 100,000 or 200,000. I don't often at any time of the year go over 400,000 or 500,000. And I don't have a lot that are 400,000 or 500,000. But I like to have a good mix of over, say 150 to 300. Some of those along with my fast selling, under 100,000 toys or under 50,000 or under 10,000 toys. So if that wasn't complicated enough, just the more you scan, the more you learn. So just start by scanning things around your house. Check out how much ketchup sells for, and how much your kids' toys sell for, and how much the Christmas gifts you're buying right now are selling for. And over time, you learn this type of product is good this time of year, or, just those kind of things. And my old saying of go and learn one product line or learn one store, I still kind of go along with that. Learn when the sales are at the store. Learn what day of the week not a lot of people are shopping there. What day of the week their sales start. What day of the week they put out clearance. You can learn a lot from the tags at certain stores. Some stores you can kind of learn the date they got the product. Is this a really old product? That's another thing I kind of look for when I'm looking at ranks. If you switch over to Keepa or Camel, you can find out. I'm not sure you can find this out on the Amazon app or not. Now that I think about it, I never really checked that. But if the toy has been out for a couple years and it's been staying steady at, like, say, 100,000 rank, I feel more comfortable buying that than a toy. You scan something, okay, like the Fortnite pinata that came out a month ago or 3 weeks ago. Oh wow, it's gonna make 70. Let's say it was selling for 24 at the store and selling for 75 on Amazon. But it's only been out 3-4 days, so you know that product's gonna drop. I mean, it's rare that a product's gonna make that much and stay steady like that. So that's another thing to look for when you're buying to sell on Amazon. So to go over, what I had intended to talk about to start with, you don't really need a lot of tools to start with. I like to spend as little amount of money as I can when I'm starting up a new business, because you don't want to just go out and buy every tool, go out and buy every software, and then, a month or two in, you learn that it's not really for you. I'm going to stick with eBay or that kind of thing. Scott talked about that he jumped right into the pro seller because he planned on doing it for a business and was going to keep doing it. You can start a free account. Granted, you don't get access to every tool and everything right from the start, but if you just want to see if it's really for you, go out and do the free app, and don't go out and buy a printer right away. Let Amazon label your product for you. Let Amazon polybag if you don't want to buy a lot of polybags. And just practice the first few shipments. Now, it's going to cost more per item if you're just sending in, 10 items to start with. You're not going to make a lot of money on those items, but it will give you a good reference on what it's like to send in a shipment, what it's like to just learn Amazon. So there's two ways you can go. Jump right in, whole hog, get what you need. And the basics are a printer. You can use a laser jet. You can buy a Brother laser jet at times for $59 on Amazon. Then you can bump up to a Dymo labeler. But if you want to label your products one by one, that's what a Dymo labeler allows you to do versus the 30-up sheet of labels at the end. Once you've entered everything and you print out the labels at the end, then you have to kind of go back and find each product and label each product. The Dymo labeler allows you to do product by product. I entered 6 of these. It prints out the label. But again, you know, that's a step up, and you might want to wait a little while. You can do everything you need to do with the laser printer. You can label your products, then you can label your boxes to ship into Amazon. One other tip, if you're going to use UPS to send in your shipments, is you can call UPS. First, sign up for a free account. Just put in your information and get yourself an account. Doesn't cost anything. And then you can find them on the website, but it's super hard. I usually just call over the phone and order my stickers. So they'll send you 50 at a time. You can talk them into bigger. I got a case for Q4. You get 50 at a time of the 2 on a page stickers that work for the Amazon shipment labels. So you can get those free from UPS. So basically you need a phone, you need a laptop to do your shipments from easier, and then you'll need the laser printer. I think that's really the only things you'll need. Later you can buy a scanner, a Bluetooth scanner to use at home to scan your items in as you're logging them in to ship to Amazon. You know, you can get the poly bags, you can get the tape guns. There's all kinds of things you can buy and all kinds of softwares you can add, but that's basically what you need to start out on Amazon. There is a super good video. I think it's Flippin' Junk who does the video, but I will link that in the comments on how to do your first shipment or how to do a shipment into Amazon. That'll kind of show you step by step. So I've stopped and picked up my drink to get me going for the day, and I am headed out for a long day of sourcing. You can see I've pulled into my first store, which is Walmart. Surprise, surprise, but I'll go into a lot of other stores today. I have my list, I have my coat and hat and mittens, and it was supposed to maybe ice or snow today, but it looks like it's gonna go just north of us. My husband told me, don't go too far north, because I've got expecting about 7 inches of snow up in North Georgia. And I had planned on going to Charlotte tomorrow, but right now it's snowing in North Carolina, so I probably am not going to do that this week. So I'm just going to end this video and go ahead and load that. And just feel free to put any questions in the comments if you have any questions on starting up Amazon or any Amazon questions in general. And then I will try to do another just on my sourcing day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.